But my name is Thomas Brown. I have the honor to be here, so thank y'all. And I have the honor to really go through our impact moment this morning. I'll speak briefly before Wick. I know I'm looking forward to hearing from him. I just have a couple moments that I'll share, and then a couple call to action for you guys. So I'm a Flowtown native, born and raised in Florence, South Carolina, married to my high school sweetheart, Janet, Wilson High School, class 98. Anybody else? All right, here we go. So we got 3 kids, Colin, Reed, and Caroline, and I have the honor and privilege of being the Vice President of Business Development at ACS Technologies here in Florence. So really enough about that. I grew up in a single-parent household in a single-wide trailer park right down TV Road here. So grew up with a single mom, grew up really like most Southern boys at 12 years old. You know, I was living on my grandma's faith. I prayed some prayer at church, and I'm saved. Hopefully that's none of y'all's story. So in my life, I had a lot of strong women to look up to. I didn't really have any men. Didn't have a dad in my life. Didn't have really any godly men. Didn't have a grandfather that I knew of. And ultimately, as I transitioned really into high school, God used a few things to change the trajectory, hard word for me to say, of my life. One is I met this girl who's now my wife of over 26 years. And the other is there's really 3 guys from Wilson High School. One you guys may know, Principal Brooks, L.E. Brooks, Coach Daryl Page, and Master Sergeant Thornhill. All 3 at some point recognized that I was a person of influence. The problem was I was a bad influence. I was on the wrong road, and I was dragging a lot of people with me. And those guys, each individually, not all at the same time, had different moments in my life that I can look back to and vividly remember them having an impact on my life, encouraging me to step into leadership, encouraging me to take the high road. I don't even know those guys are believers, but I do know that God used them. And in F3, we would call them HIMs, high impact men. And I've strived really from that point forward to be a high impact man. I didn't learn how to do that in a godly way until a little bit later, which I'll talk about. I grew up pretty poor in a single-wide trailer. Matter of fact, if anybody remembers Hurricane Hugo, right after that, we were actually homeless for a season. We lived in a 10-by-10 storage building, waiting on our 14-by-60 single-wide to be delivered. It had been delayed because of the hurricane, and we lived in a friend's storage building for several months. That was a lot of fun. But what happened as I transitioned into work life was really I chased success, became my drug, winning became my fix, and really my family was kind of left in the wake of that absence. And in 2013, we were living in Greenville, South Carolina. We left Florence in 2010, moved around for a while, but in 2013, my wife got pregnant with our 3rd kid, and I found out it was a girl. And one of my girl dads in the room, it changed me. It really, God used my wife being pregnant with our daughter to really get my attention. I'm like, we're bringing a girl into this dark world, right? And at that time, God just so happened to have a guy from Florence who was in Greenville by himself. At the same time we were there, it's funny how that works. And he had asked me probably 50 times to come to church. And in January of 2013, we went to a night service. I remember the message was forgiven people, forgive people. And in that service, a lot of things happened. One was I recognized that I needed to forgive my dad for never being around. I didn't need to go tell him that. He was around still then, but I didn't need to go tell him that. I felt like I needed to forgive him. And then I felt like I needed to forgive myself because of my absence and my 2 boys, at least. My wife's still pregnant with Caroline at the time. And then ultimately it was like, well, actually, no, I really just need to go ask for forgiveness and repent to the Lord. And I gave my life to the Lord, bowed my knee to King Jesus, and really that changed everything in my life. And hopefully you guys have that same story. It changed who I was, but also changed, because I'm a person of influence, it changed everybody in my family. It changed my entire next band of family, and changed how I worked, changed how I saw things. And I encourage a lot of people to be able to mark that moment in time, because it was a huge heart change. For me, the biggest thing coming back to Florence in 2019, I'm coming back a different person, obviously. And God has really surrounded me with a great band of brothers, right? So at church, in my workout group, which I'm not really good at working out. I'm not really good at showing up, but they still love me. Friendship, work. There's just lots of men in my life that I have the pleasure to be poured in and allow me to pour back in. So my encouragement for you guys would be, one, you got to find that circle. You got to find that band of brothers. This could be a place, and if you don't have that band of brothers, this could be a place that it could start, right? Get in an impact group. I haven't been in an impact group yet, but I'm going to. But you got to find some brothers to do life with. So my really last two little pieces of call to action. One is come Monday, 21 days of prayer and fasting starts. I think we're starting at Trinity Pres, then it goes to Strong Tower, then it goes to New Spring, none of which are my church, by the way. So that's just incredible. Look what God's doing in Florence, South Carolina, of all places. And then the last piece, really, and I've got a QR code and a little flyer back there. I'm helping to host a men's gathering in Darlington, South Carolina in late February. I'd love for you guys to be there. Hopefully those dates work for you. It's going to be a Thursday night followed by a Friday morning. All the details are back there, so I'd love for you to grab that. And I just encourage you guys to, like I said, find yourself a circle, find yourself a band of brothers. You will be blessed. So I'm going to hand it back to Eric, and we'll get on going. Thank you.